What's going on? It's Friday. Bible study, come on in. Actually, it's Bible reading. I should do an actual Bible study with you guys. I know that no one really clicks on my Bible reading, but it's really about me, okay? It's really all about me. Getting into my reading and saying it out loud, and whoever wants to click on it, you can. But I do see that you guys love the shorts, though. So that's a good thing. My shorts are viewed. As long as you're getting a little bit, a couple of seconds of Jesus and the Lord. And right now we've been in Genesis. We're in Genesis 42. I love to do my Bible readings on Fridays because it's the end of the week and it's like me decompressing. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. And so nothing feels good like reading the Bible, reading the Word. And I don't know. I love God and I'm really um, reconnecting, requesting encounters with Him, worshiping Him, talking to Him. It's not when I'm in trouble, it's every day, giving Him the glory. So, yes. So, I'm in 42, and it says, verse 1. When Jacob heard that Egypt, I'm sorry, when Jacob heard that there was grain available in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why are you standing around looking at one another?" By the way, click the subscribe button. I'm reading in the Living Bible, which is such an easy translation for me. Yes, I am a Holy Bible and King James girl, but I am also a Living Bible girl, and I love it because it's easy. It's an easy read. Can I be honest? Okay, so he says, "Why are you standing around looking at one another?" Verse 2. I have heard that there's grain available in Egypt. Go down, buy some for us before we will starve to death. So Joseph's 10 older brothers went down to Egypt to buy grain. Verse 4. However, Jacob wouldn't let Joseph's younger brother Benjamin go with them for fear some harm might happen to him as it had to his brother Joseph. Remember Joseph? So it was that Israel's sons arrived in Egypt along with many others from many lands to buy food, for the famine was as severe in Canaan as it was everywhere else. Since Joseph was governor of all Egypt and in charge of the sale of the grain, it was it was to him that his brothers came and bowed low before him with their faces to the earth. Joseph recognized them instantly, but pretended he didn't. "Where are you from?" he demanded roughly. See, this is what you should be like with your enemies. The best way to get back at someone who has wronged you, okay, who sold you to the wolves, is silence or pretend like, who you? I love it. "Where are you from?" he demanded roughly. "From the land of Canaan," they replied. We have to come to buy grain. Verse 8 through 9. Then Joseph remembered the dreams of long ago, but he said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see how destitute the famine has made our land." Verse 10. "No, no," they exclaimed. "We have to come to buy food. We are all brothers and honest men, sir." We are not spies. Verse 12. Yes, you are, he insisted. You have come to see how weak we are. Verse 12. Verse 13, excuse me. Sir, they said, there are 12 of us brothers, and our father is in the land of Canaan. Our youngest brother is there with our father, and one of our brothers is dead. 14. So, Joseph asked, what does that prove? You are spies. Verse 15. This is the way I will test your story. I swear by the life of Pharaoh that you are not going to leave Egypt until this youngest brother comes here. Verse 16. One of you go and get your brother. I'll keep the rest of you here, bound in prison. Ooh, Joseph is feeling his privilege. Then we'll find out whether your story is true or not. If it turns out that you don't have a younger brother, then I'll know you are spies. Verse 17. So he threw them all into jail for 3 days. Verse 18. The third day, Joseph said to them, I am a God fearing man. I'm going to give you an opportunity to prove yourselves. Verse 19. I'm going to take a chance that you are honorable. Only one of you shall remain in chains in jail, and the rest of you may go on home with grain for your families. But bring your younger brother back to me, and this way I will know whether you are telling me the truth, and if you are, I will spare you. To this they agreed. Verse 21. Speaking among themselves, they said, this has all happened because of what we did to Joseph long ago. Oh, you got to reap what you sow. What goes around has to come around. Okay? Because you got to, you have to really be very careful, be very intentional on how you treat people. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Treat them with kindness because you never know who you're going to need in the future. We'll see, I'm talking and okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. We saw this terror in anguish and heard his pleadings, but we wouldn't listen. Oh, let me read verse 21 again. Speaking among themselves, they said, this has all happened because of what we did to Joseph long ago. Yes. We saw his terror and anguish and heard his pleading, but we wouldn't listen. Verse 22. Didn't I tell you not to do it? Reuben asked. But you wouldn't listen. And now we are going to die because we murdered him. Ooh. Verse 23. Of course they didn't know that Joseph understood them as he was standing there, for he had been speaking to them through an interpreter. Verse 24. Now he left the room and found a place where he could weep. Returning, he selected Simeon from among them and had him bound before their eyes. Verse 25. Joseph then ordered his servants to fill the men's sacks with grain, but also gave secret instructions to put each brother's payment at the top of his sack. He also gave them provisions for their journey. Verse 26. So they loaded up their donkeys with the grain and started for home. Verse 27. But when they stopped for the night and one of them opened his sack to get some grain to feed the donkeys, there was his money in the mouth of the sack. Verse 28. Look, he exclaimed to his brothers, my money is here in my sack. They were filled with terror. Trembling, they exclaimed to each other, What is this that God has done to us? Are they serious right now? What is that God has done to us? So they came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan and told him all that has happened. It's like, and in real life, there's people like this that will do the most heinous things to people and have the audacity to like, wait a minute, why is God punishing me? I'm such a good person. But you're not. You're not. You have to pay. When you do something wrong, there's consequences. It's a universal law. You know what I'm saying? God may forgive you, but he's going to make you learn a lesson. And he don't play about his people. God doesn't play about me. Okay? And or any one of you that know and love him. Um, where did I leave off? Okay. What is this that God has done to us? Verse 29. So they came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan and told him all that had happened. Verse 30. The king's chief assistants spoke very roughly to us. They told him and took us for spies. Verse 31. No, no, we said. We are honest men, not spies. Verse 32. We are 12 brothers, sons of one father. One is dead, and the younger is with our father in the land of Canaan. Verse 33. Then the man told us, this is the way I will find out if you are what you claim to be. Leave one of your brothers here with me and take grain for your families and go on home. Verse 34. But bring your youngest brother back to me. Then I shall know whether you are spies or honest men. If you prove to be what you say, then I will give you back your brother, and you can come as often as you like to purchase grain. Verse 35. As they emptied out the sacks, there at the top of each was the money paid for the grain. Terror gripped them as it did their father. Verse 36. Then Jacob exclaimed, you have bereaved me of my children. Joseph didn't come back. Simeon is gone. And now you want to take Benjamin too? Everything has been against me. Verse 37. Then Reuben said to his father, kill my two sons if I don't bring Benjamin back to you. I'll be responsible for him. But Jacob replied, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother Joseph is dead, and he alone is left of his mother's. Of his children. If anything should happen to him, I would die. Now we're in chapter 43. This is getting juicy. I'm telling you, this Bible is like a movie. It's crazy. I told you it's like a Netflix. It's ongoing. It's crazy. But there was no relief from the terrible famine throughout the land. When the grain they had brought from Egypt was almost gone, their father said to them, go again and buy us a little food. Verse 3 and 5. But Judah told him, the man wasn't fooling one bit when he said, don't ever come back again unless your brother is with you. We cannot go unless you let Benjamin go with us. Verse 6. Why did you ever tell him you had another brother? Israel moaned. Why did you have to treat him like that? Verse 7. But the man specifically asked us about our family, and they told him he wanted to know whether our father was still living, and he asked us if we had another brother. So we told him. How could we know that he was going to say, bring me your brother? Verse 8. Judah said to his father, send the lad with me, and we will be on our way. Otherwise, we all we all we will all die of starvation, and not only we, but you and all your little ones. Verse 9. I guarantee his safety. If I don't bring him back to you, then let me bear the blame forever. For we could have gone and returned by this time, if you had let him come. Verse 11. So their father Israel finally said to them, if I can't be avoided, then at least do this. Lord, load your donkeys with the best products of the land. Take them to the man as gifts: balm, honey, spices, myrrh, pistachio nuts, almonds. Verse 12. Take double money so that you can pay back what is in the mouths of your sacks, as it was probably someone's mistake. And take your brother and go. Verse 14. May God Almighty give you mercy before the man, so that he will release Simeon and return Benjamin. And if I must bear the anguish of their deaths, then so be it. Verse 15. So they took the gifts and double money and went to Egypt and stood before Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin was with them, he said to the manager of his household, these men will eat with me this noon. Take them home and prepare a big feast. Verse 17. So the man did as he was told and took them to Joseph's palace. Verse 18. Oh, sookie, sookie. They were badly frightened when they saw where they were being taken. It's because of the money returned to us in our sacks, they said. He wants to pretend we stole it and seize us as slaves with our donkeys. 19. As they arrived at the entrance to the place, they went over to Joseph's household manager and said to him, oh, sir, after our first trip to Egypt to buy food, as we were returning home, we stopped for the night and opened our sacks, and the money was there that we had paid for the grain. Here it is. We have brought it back again, along with additional money to buy more grain. We have no idea how the money got into our sacks. 23. Don't worry about it, the household manager told him. Your God, even the God of your fathers, must have put it there, for we collected your money all right. Then he released Simeon and brought him out to them. They were then conducted into the palace, given water to refresh their feet, and their donkeys were fed. Then they got their presents ready for Joseph's arrival at noon, for they were told that they would be eating there. Verse 26. When Joseph came home, they gave him their presents, bowing low before him. Verse 27. He asked how they had been getting along. How is your father, the old man you spoke about? Is he still alive? Yes, they replied. Verse 28. He is alive and well. Then again they bowed before him. Verse 29. Looking at his brother Benjamin, he asked, is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about? How are you, my son? God be gracious to you. Then Joseph made a hasty exit, for he was overcome with love for his brother and had to go out and cry. Going into his bedroom, he wept there. Verse 31. Then he washed his face and came out, keeping himself under control. Let's eat, he said. Could you imagine Joseph being away from his family all this time? Mm. I wonder why he would, you know, maybe he's afraid if he goes in their territory that he may die because he would be outnumbered. But let me ask you this: would you want to go and tell your dad, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm here, I'm alive? They tried to kill me, but I'm alive. Joseph ate by himself, verse 32. His brothers were served at a separate table, and the Egyptians at still another, for Egyptians despise Hebrews and never eat with them. He told them, each of them, where to sit and seated them in the order of their ages, from the oldest to the youngest. Much of their amazement, their food was served to them from his own table. He gave the largest serving to Benjamin, 5 times as much as to many of the others. They had a wonderful time bantering back and forth, and the wine flowed freely. Now we're headed into the final chapter, 44. When his brothers were ready to leave, Joseph ordered his household manager to fill each of their sacks with as much grain as they could carry, and to put into the mouth of each man's sack the money he had paid. He was also told to put Joseph's own silver cup at the top of Benjamin's sack, along with the grain money. So the household manager did as he was told. Verse 3. The brothers were up at dawn and on their way with their loaded donkeys. But when they were barely out of the city, Joseph said to his household manager, chase after them and stop them. Ask them why they are acting like this when their benefactor has been so kind to them. Ask them, what do you mean by stealing my Lord's personal silver drinking cup, which he uses for fortune telling? What a wicked thing you have done. So he caught up with them and spoke to them along the lines he had been instructed. Verse 7. What in the world are you talking about? They demanded. What kind of people do you think we are, that you accuse of such a terrible thing as that? Verse 8. Didn't we bring back the money we found in the mouth of our sacks? Why would we steal silver or gold from your master's house? Verse 9. If you find this cup with any one of us, let that one die, and all the rest of us will be slaves forever to your master. Verse 10. Fair enough. The man replied, except that only the one who stole it will be a slave, and the rest of you can go free. Verse 11. They quickly took down their sacks from the backs of their donkeys and opened them. Verse 12. He began searching the oldest brother's sack, going on down the line to the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's. Verse 3. They ripped their clothing in despair, loaded the donkeys again, and returned to the city. Verse 14. Joseph was still home when Judah and his brothers arrived, and they fell to the ground before him. What were you trying to do? Joseph demanded. Did you know such a man as I would know who stole it? And Judah said, oh, what shall we say to my Lord? How can we plead? How can we prove our innocence? God is punishing us for our sins. Sir, we have all returned to be your slaves, both we and be in whose sack the cup was found. No, Joseph said, only the man who stole the cup. He shall be my slave. The rest of you can go on home to your father. Then Judah stepped forward and said, oh, sir, let me say just this one word to you. Be patient be patient for a moment, for I know you can doom me in an instant, as though you were Pharaoh himself. Sir, you asked us if we had a father or brother, and we said yes. We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother's children, and his father loves him very much. And you said to us, bring him here so that I can see him. But we said to you, sir, the lad cannot leave his father, for his father would die. But you told us, don't come back here unless your youngest brother is with you. So we returned to our father and told him what you had said. Verse 25. And when he said, go back again and buy us little food, we replied, we can't unless you let our youngest brother go with us. Only then may we come. Verse 27. Then my father said to us, you know that my wife had two sons, and that one of them went away and never returned, doubtless torn to pieces by some wild animal. I have never seen him since. Verse 29. If you take away his brother from me also, any harm befalls him, I shall die with sorrow. And now, sir, if I go back to my father, and the lad is not with us, seeing that our father's life is bound up in the lad's life. When he sees that the boy is not with us, our father will die, and we will be responsible for bringing down his gray hairs. Excuse me. With sorrow to the grave. Verse 32, excuse me. Oh, your mouth gets so dry. Sir, I pledged my father that I would take care of the lad. I told him, if I don't bring him back to you, I shall bear the blame forever. Verse 33, please, sir, let me stay here as a slave instead of the lad, and let the lad return his brothers. For now, for how, I'm sorry, verse 34, for how shall I return to my father if the lad is not with me? I cannot bear to see what this would do to him. Child, and guess what? That was the end for tonight. It's a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger. You got to stay tuned for chapter 45 next week. So, I love my Back to the Future. Oh my goodness. My phone. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. I got to answer this, you guys. Love you. Bye.